that would be profitable for you to look at. It's called Truth X Change. It's the letter X, Truth, letter X Change. Um, and the fellow who started that ministry is very elderly now. And this is a 75-year-old man saying very elderly. I underestimated. I'm 76, but this man was a missionary in France, came back to the United States and found paganism growing in the United States. And his mission is to warn the church about paganism and the significance of it. And he uses some jargon that is initially a little bit confusing. Paganism, he says, is the religion of one-ism, and Christianity is the religion of two-ism. One-ism is saying, uh, uh, my spirit is part of the spirit of the earth that's around me. It's part of the tree that's in my yard. It's part of the sun and the wind. My spirit is part of that, and I can, by the right rituals, I can control these things and get them to do my will. Um, so we have a huge movement in the United States now. It's gone more underground since the election, but a huge movement of transgenderism. Is that a term you know? Transgenderism?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes, sir.
So we have this huge movement, and the goal is um, to blur all distinctions. So every distinction that we make must be done away with, and then we will be perfectly free. Uh, the uh, so this paganism issue is important, and part of the reason for if you're out hunting and you um, kill a goat, a wild goat, then you're to sacrifice the breast of the goat on the altar at the tabernacle, because uh, paganism is so deeply ingrained in the heart of in this sinful heart of mankind that we will actually begin to think, oh goodness, I've taken the life of an animal. I've got to atone for that. Um, so God is um, putting boundary markers around practices that pagans would have, so that Israel will be wooed away from that practice. So that's a large part of what's going on in chapter 17. Let me look over here. Yes, verse 10 then picks up the issue of no use of blood. You can't use blood. I can't even imagine wanting to cook anything with blood or put blood in any kind of drink that I would consume. But Germans have Blutwurst. Have you heard this word, Blutwurst? No? Yes?
No, I haven't heard.
Okay, it's Blutwurst, Blutwurst. Wurst is sausage in German, and Blut is blood, so blood sausage. I have never even asked the question, what is blood sausage? Because I've heard enough to know that it's cooked with blood some way. Um, this would be prohibited for Israel. Um, Once again, the as God says earlier in the book, the life is in the blood, and so if you shed blood, there's an atonement that needs to be made, and so you make these sacrifices. So there's no use of blood at all for Israel. They are not to use blood under any circumstances. Um, Verse 13, anyone also of the people of Israel or of the strangers who sojourn among them, who takes in hunting any beast or bird that may be eaten, shall pour out its blood and cover it with earth. For the life of every creature is its blood is its life. Therefore, I have said to the people of Israel, you shall not eat the blood of any creature, for the life of every creature is its blood. And notice how he's pressing this down. Um, and every person who eats what dies of itself or what is torn by beasts, whether he is a native or a sojourner, shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. Then he shall be clean. But if he does not wash them or bathe his flesh, he shall bear his iniquity. So the whole issue of taking life and then the unique sign of life, the manipulation, the handling of blood is forefront in this chapter. Um, uh, do you have any questions about this? I don't know a whole lot more to say about it, but if you have questions, we can certainly address them.
Well, I don't have any questions as such, but I just have because we are studying the book of Leviticus and we are looking at the temple, which has the outer court, the holy
Yes.
place, and the most holy place.
Yes.
Is it in any way related to the creation where we have the Eden and the garden in the Eden, and towards the east of the garden we have the tree of knowledge of good and evil and tree of life? So, does it also resemble anyway the outer space, the holy place, and the most holy place, the
To some
creation?
degree. Yeah, to some degree it does. Um,
Okay,
I've mentioned to you the name Mary Douglas. Um, she was a sociologist. Her her treatment of this material has been criticized, but there's still a lot there that I think is valuable in thinking about um, holiness.
Can you, sir, can you tell me the book of it? The book?
Um, I can after a while. uh, I think I have it over here someplace, but I've never actually arranged these books so that I can find things. Um, Mary Douglas, purity, and what? Let me get a different way here of getting at that. Uh, so the book that I became aware of initially, I'm not finding, of course. Uh, there is a title that she has now, uh, Purity and Danger. I'm not sure that's the same book that I read. Let me look at the table of contents here if I can. Um, it may be it. Purity and Danger. The book on Amazon is a hardcover, $30, and paperback is anywhere from $18 to $21. So, once again, I'm not affirming everything that Mary Douglas said, but I think she has a good start on thinking about what clean and unclean mean and the concept of holy. Uh, we only have one negative term that's related to holy, and that's unholy. Uh, but there is a middle term in the Hebrew Bible, uh, and that would be the common sphere of life, the day-to-day sphere of life. So if you think about the temple or the tabernacle, rather, you have one, two, three spheres in the tabernacle. You've got the Holy of Holies, the most holy place. By the way, Hebrew to make a superlative adjective says Holy of Holies. So that's the most holy place. And then you have the outer tent where you have the holy place. Then you have the courtyard of the tabernacle, which everything within the